we want this conversation to do its job, if words could teach, in the convincing you that there's not one process that's going to work for you every time, but that the desire that is at the heart of this is what really matters. I want to feel as good as I can feel now. Right now. I'm going to do the best I can to feel good now. And so if you don't feel like meditating, that's fine. But when you beat up on yourself for not meditating, that's not fine. So it's like, pick something. Meditate or don't. Take a walk or don't. Go with that person or don't. Go with that person or that person. Do this thing or do this thing. But whatever it is you are inclined toward, line up with it completely. Don't not meditate and then beat up on yourself. If you're going to meditate, give it your all. If you're going to go with that person, give it your all. Give whatever you're doing your undivided attention. Give it a chance to come into sync with the power that creates worlds. And if it doesn't, then make another choice. Until before you know it, you're going to feel really flexible and really free in the choices that you're making. You're doing really well. Sometimes people aren't so eager to express their appreciation for contrast, but it's only always because they haven't figured out how to focus, or they haven't figured out what the criteria for focusing is. If there's just a lot of variety and you're just giving all of your attention, or wanted and unwanted your attention, then you've got a sort of sloppy focus going on, which means you've got a sort of sloppy point of attraction going on. And when you are not focused deliberately, or when you're creating by default, then you get some of what you want and some of what you don't want. And there's no real downside to that, because in that process you get more and more clear about what you do want. But if the clarity about what you do want is coming on stronger and stronger, but your ability to focus on what you want is not becoming more practiced, then you just get a bigger life, but it's not a comfortable life. It gets bigger. There's a lot more variety. You can parlay your life into really wonderful things. We've been saying to you for a while, when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and there's a bounce in that, because when you know what you don't want, a rocket of desire shoots out of you. And so knowing what you do want is predicated in part upon knowing about what you don't want. We just don't want you to make a life career out of knowing what you don't want. We want you to get more oriented toward knowing what you do want and speaking more about what you do want, and therefore practicing more of the vibration of what you do want, and therefore holding a more consistent vibrational point of attraction about what you do want, and therefore setting a vibrational grid that aligns with the core grid. We'll talk about grids all through this day, because we want you to begin to consciously acknowledge your point of attraction. There's no right or wrong. Just do your best to apply as much that you know as best you can. And most of all, don't beat up on yourself, because there's a sort of recurring theme in this conversation that goes something like, I should be doing better than I am. And that is what's slowing things down more than anything and making meditation feel like a chore. Also, we don't want you to meditate to fix something that's broken. We want you to meditate because it feels good to release resistance. We don't want you to meditate all the time, and we don't want you to work hard. We want you to take inspired action. We want the meditation to lead you to inspired action if it does. But if it isn't working, then take another tact and another tact. There are many ways. Listen to music, take a run, pet your cat, walk with your dog, call a friend. In other words, do anything and everything you can think of that will bring you into a place of feeling good, until you discover which things work best for you. And then understand that the thing that is working best today may not be the thing that is working best tomorrow, but before you know it, you'll have this whole pile of things in your pocket, a bag of tricks, so to speak. That was one of the things about the 22 processes that we put in the back of the Ask and It Is Given book. They were written in an understanding that you are at different vibrational frequencies. You are at different relationships to the source within you. And sometimes one process works better than another. So you just have to figure out what works best for you right here and now. We are here visiting with you because you ask us to come. You ask us to come, and our greatest value to you is we'll help you focus on what you want, but you have to do the work. As we're visiting here together today, we'll talk about who you are, and we will express from our perspective of who you really are, until you will begin to vibrate as you really are. You really will. You really are. So as you are vibrating in alliance, in allowance, in harmony with who you really are, when you have a thought that's crossways of it, you'll really know it. That's why we and many teachers encourage meditation. Because when you meditate, you quiet your mind. When you quiet your mind, you stop thought. When you stop thought, you stop resistance. When you stop resistance, you align with the fullness of that which you are. And if you do it pretty consistently, when you're out of whack with who you are, you feel it in a stronger way. If you're out of whack regularly, then you don't notice it. Then it feels normal. The people who aren't out of whack look weird to you. That person is far too happy for their own good. That person is delusional. That person is not facing reality. And we say, that's what we teach. Never face reality. Because you are the creator of reality. You're the creator. Don't face what is, choose what's better and focus upon that. And hold yourself in the vibrational stance that the better keeps coming to you. The reason that we would encourage you to meditate is because you might have some busyness going on in your vibration that isn't serving you, that if you were to meditate, it would soften it and you'd be in a better place. And you also get it that if you're being really specific about something that you don't believe, that you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot. So being more general is a good tool. So you're also getting it that if you are chilled, if you are in alignment, meditation isn't a good idea. Because you're already there. Here's the gauge that we would apply and the question that we would ask of ourselves. If I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then thinking about what I want is the best thing to do. If I'm out of whack, meditation is a better plan. If I'm holding my cork under the water, letting it go is the best idea. If it's bobbing on the surface, thinking about how fun it is a better idea. We're not encouraging you to meditate just for the sake of meditating. It's a tool to release resistance. And sometimes you don't have any resistance to release, so it is a chore that is unnecessary. And the reason you called it a chore is because parents are all the time giving you meaningless things to do. That you're not inspired to, that you don't want to do, that you don't have any momentum going for, so it feels like a chore. And why does it? Because you didn't want to do it, because there's no momentum going. We think it's wise. We don't want you to make chores out of our processes. We want you to use them as tools to improve your vibrational state of being. We would rather see you having a wonderful walk outside than meditating, because both are conducive to alignment. We would rather see you happy about something or appreciating something than meditating, because whether you're meditating or appreciating, there's still no resistance. So just move around in the knowledge that you've found and see what fits this moment and what fits this moment. Sometimes in a conversation, listening's the best thing. Sometimes in a conversation, saying something is better. And so often you say, but Abraham, you say I'm here to sift through contrast. Really? Is that why I'm here, to sift through contrast? And we say contrast is a natural byproduct of being in your world. You came to be this leading edge explorer of variety, knowing that from that focus you would come to your own personal conclusions. And when you decided to come into this body, you knew that those personal conclusions were important. So important that all that is would back you up when you come to one. So when someone's rude to you and you want them to be nicer, Source backs you up. And every time they're rude, you feel the discord. Or every time you think about them being rude, you feel the discord. Or every time you're rude back, even though they deserve it, you feel the discord. Because the source within you never goes there. The source within you always takes the bounce. Always knows that when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So Source aligns with that. In fact, that's what the evolution of all species about, is the basis of this expanding universe, is the basis of everything that exists. Variety, which helps you to focus. Your emotions are your strongest indicator of your vibrational stance. Your emotions give you a combined awareness of the mixture between the emotion of what you're focused upon right here in this moment, the vibration, emotion, vibration, emotion, vibration, emotion. They're not the same thing. The vibration vibrates and the emotion responds to the vibration. The emotion lets you know the mix. That's really what the emotion is. It lets you know your mix of vibration. Well, who am I mixed with? I can see if I focus upon something that I could be emanating a vibration, you say. But what am I mixing with? The vibration of your larger being, the vibration of who you really are, the vibration of your inner being. You can always feel that mix. And the better you feel, the less resistance in the mix. The core of you is one who appreciates and loves. And when you find fault with someone, when you hate them, when you find fault with what they're doing or what they're saying or how they're being or how they're thinking or even what they're wanting, then you get crossways in your vibration from the core of you, and that mix lets you know you're crossways. And so sometimes you may want to know, we would if we were standing in your physical shoes, well, can I trust this emotion? Can I trust it? How do I know that what I'm mixing with has a clear view? How do I know that that's guidance that I want to follow? We say, try it for a little while and see how it turns out. Your inner being will never lead you to something unwanted, because all day, every day, as you are exploring the variety and knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, you are emanating these vibrational rockets that precede your manifestation. They do. And they vibrationally are held in what we've been lovingly calling your vortex. It's a swirling, because law of attraction is gathering all cooperative components to it. It's a swirling vibrational state of being where all of your preferences are held. Does that make any sense at all to you? We've written a few books about it, and there are more coming. Have you been reading them? Have you been listening to us going on and on and on? Because we can go on and on longer about your vortex. Your vortex is this gathering place, this vibrational gathering place of all of your preferences. And it didn't just start the day you got here. It's been going on as long as you have existed, which is longer than we have time to even begin to explain to you. It's a long pattern of becoming the pure positive energy being that you are. So here's this vortex which vibrationally contains all that you are, and here you are in your physical body, brilliant, genius, personality that you are, moving through life experience. And as you're moving through life experience, you are focusing upon a variety of things. You're listening to your kids, you're listening to your mother, you're listening to your lover, you're watching television, you're reading books, you're observing traffic, and you are integrated in the world and you are observing. And when you are focused upon something that is a vibrational match to all that you've become, for example, when you're loving someone or appreciating someone, when you are making those lists of positive aspects, you are so in sync with what's in your vortex and who you really are that your vibrational mix is one of elation, of appreciation, of love. When you've got that kind of mix going on, you are thriving. You are your most powerful state of allowing. Your most powerful state of allowing all that you are. Hear this. Oh, so good. All that you are to be present in this moment. Present in this powerful moment where all that is you is focused. Now you have the ability to focus yourself out of sync with all that you are. Just get mad at someone. That'll do it in a hurry. You have the ability to focus yourself out of sync with who you are when you criticize, when you find fault, when you justify, when you defend, when you rationalize, when you explain why you want that because you don't want that. That's what gets you more than anything. We've enjoyed this experience more than words can convey. And fortunately, words don't need to convey it because vibration does. You're doing extremely well. We had a leading edge discussion today. And you are forever vibrationally altered as a result of it. We are eager about what's coming next. We know that you know what to do. Look for things to feel good about. That's it. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly in the vortex. What a good day.